Hello, my name is Corbin Ball, and I'm going to speak today about where I think things are going in this time of COVID and some technologies to take you further in this time. Briefly, a bit about myself. My past life was as a meeting planner for a high-tech association and ran international citywide technology meetings around the world. And for the last 23 years, though, I've been working full-time as an event technology analyst. Uh, Crisis. The Chinese character for crisis actually has two characters. The first one is danger, and the other one is opportunity. I'll speak a little bit about the danger components of it, but I want to focus on the significant opportunities that are coming forward. I think that there will probably be a fairly slow recovery for face-to-face meetings. There are two reasons. One is until we get a successful treatment or a vaccine, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that will be afraid to travel, afraid to attend meetings. But meetings are about bringing people together, and during this time, that's going to slow things down. The second is the downturn in the economy. It is there are the airlines are doing poorly. One of the airlines may fold in the United States, according to Boeing, um, Boeing chief president. And travel is the first thing that gets cut. And so if companies are going through financial times, that's the challenge of that. Facebook and Microsoft said they both said that any meetings, they will stop any meetings over 50 people until the middle of this next year. I think this is a graph that is most telling. It just was posted this last week, a PCMA survey, and asking how far would you travel away from home for a business event. And 28% say of meeting planners, this is 935 meeting planners, 28% I will not travel, and 20% within a 4-hour drive. So almost 50%, 48% are not flying to events. Only less than less than a third will travel any distance. So I think it's going to hold off, and it will dampen the effect on meetings for some time. I believe that small local meetings will be the first to recover, ones that you can drive to, where the hotels have done lots of work in terms of how you can successfully distance people and sanitize and so forth. There's been a lot of innovation there. They want people to come back, but and they'll have these large rooms, will have room for social distancing with small meetings. But large international meetings, this is IMEX America 2019. I think it's going to be some time before we see people jammed together, packed together, such as this, if ever, until there's a successful treatment or campaign for that. But on the positive side, on the opportunity side, there is a lot of opportunity. This crisis brings out innovation in many ways. And one of the ones I just cited as an example is for the hotels. They are doing very well in coming up with ideas for sanitation, for distancing, for how they do contactless check-in, and further on with that. But and these are some examples here of in wiping down the sanitation, using masks, those type of things, socially distancing with this as well for in check-in in different ways. But in the hotspot in terms of the events industry, it's a digital meeting innovation that we're exploding in this area. One example, we've all been Zooming. We've been school children have been Zooming, grandparents are Zooming. I just had a Zoom family reunion yesterday with this, and it's there's a lot happening in this area, but and we're learning new things every day. We're learning how to use breakout rooms and different ways to engage people, different ways to bring people out and make it feel so. And this is not the only one. I mean, for example, Google Meet is now, this was formerly Google Hangouts, and it turned into, they wanted to commercialize it. They changed it to Google Meet this last December. Now they're making this available free for everyone. Also, Facebook Rooms has just announced this week that they're offering to compete with that. So we have all these video conferencing capabilities that we're learning how to use better. This competitor is going to live this week. The date was May 14th, where that is going live. Then there's standard ones, GoToMeetings and WebEx. These have been around for years. They've reduced their fees. They're increasing their capabilities. But what makes me really interested in where things are going are some of the new ideas that come out. And I'll just mention a few of them of what's been happening lately, of the types of innovations that are happening. I should mention I'm an independent third-party analyst. I've never made a cent to say on any technology products. When I talk about these, there are ideas and examples of that. One is Pando meetings. And this is one that is, it looks like a Zoom wall, kind of, only it's done with a full-time live professional moderator, a studio production crew. It's very secure. There's a lot of interactive capabilities with this, and it's one example of how this is happening. Another one is the digital live events, such as Hop Into is one, and they are really striving to replicate the face-to-face event in some ways. And so you see there you have event reception, the event stage, event networking, event sessions, booths, and so forth. One of the ones I was particularly interested in is that networking component of it. That's one of the challenges with digital events, that it's hard to bring the one-on-one communication. This allows you to, through artificial intelligence, to choose to speak to different people, that match the people up. It can do it in an effective way. This one, you can have like a speed networking, speed dating networking type of thing, or just being able to speak to individuals as you go to this larger event. Another example of this is conference scheduling solution, and they have they've been around at large trade shows for years as well, but they have developed a virtual meetings options with this, and they still have their recommendation engine. They still have hosted buying capabilities, scheduling capabilities, of ways of when people attend events that they can set up one-to-one meetings and speak to people in an easier manner. Another one is Meeting Play. This is virtual events made lifelike, and they also have a whole range of tools that they are offering to make this seem more than just a video conference. One of the ones I liked was this last week was the Planet IMAX. And this is made by the makers of IMAX. Of course, IMAX America was canceled this early spring due to COVID. They're still planning on holding in the one IMAX American in September. We'll see how that goes. There may be, if it happens, it's going to be in a radically different way. But they are all also offering online options as well. This is an example of their opening page with this. It can lead you to Planet IMAX, which is up and going on a regular basis. And so this is an example of how Ray Bloom is greeting. He is the creator of IMAX, and also before that EIBTM, which is now IBTM. He's the creator of the hosted buyer program. He will welcome people in this one-day meeting here. This one-day meeting had a whole series of speakers with this, and this is some examples of one of the sessions, screenshot of one of the days, and you have countdown timers, timers with this. You also, they do have, if you go to Planet IMAX now, they have a whole virtual islands, 3 different islands that you can go to and explore in a kind of an avatar 3D Second Life type of experience, which is quite interesting as well. So these are all ideas of how things are happening. Digital meetings, first of all, I should say I am a big proponent of face-to-face meeting. I can't wait to begin traveling. I can't wait to get back with people again. But people are seeing that digital meetings have some significant benefits. One is they're lower cost. In fact, they're less expensive by far generally than running face-to-face meetings. You don't have to pay for audiovisual setups, for catering, and of course the travel costs that everybody pays to fly to a meeting. Those costs are all eliminated with a digital meeting, virtual meeting format. When you reduce the travel, that's a better environmental impact with that. They are fast. They can be set up almost instantaneously. Some, a Zoom call or these other types of call can be done very quickly, unlike face-to-face meetings. There are automatic recording in many of the systems with this. And also one of the benefits that you're seeing that is that potentially you can get much, much bigger conferences. There is the Salesforce meeting in Sydney. They was scheduled on March 4th. They decided to go completely virtual with that, and they had 10 days before to plan for this. They did more than 100 sessions, and they had 1.5 million viewers and 80,000 people actively engaged. So you have a chance to extend a much larger event to doing a digital one. And also you have the metrics. As it is digital, every action can be tracked. Every vote on a survey or the chat messages and things like that, that can be tracked and to better use to improve for future meetings, but also to better serve the customer's needs for future ones, future attendees' needs with this. And also, the one big thing about digital meetings right now is that you don't have a fear of contagion with that. You can stop COVID in the way we're doing it. So I believe that digital meetings will retain a substantially larger market share after COVID. And we've gotten used to it. We're working out ways. There's a ton of innovation that's happening. And as we move forward and as we get past COVID, I think digital meetings will be a major player there. Finally, I do a couple more slides, but one of the things that we need to be thinking about as face-to-face meetings reemerge, that hybrid meetings will be required for many events. And this is a way to ease back in. With hybrid meetings, you have the ability to you have a face-to-face meeting, but then you have remote viewers, and it can be in remote pods or individually people can log in to do that. There's a whole series of best practices that are being worked out for that, and this is an option as well for that. Quickly, if you want to take a screenshot or a pause for a second, here's some of my some resources for that here. Move my screen out here. One is my favorites file. And it is a 1,600 event technology company providers in 60 different categories, including a whole large section on virtual and digital meetings with that. I have an article database with hundreds of free articles. Feel free to contact me, friend me, follow me, link with me on the standard media profiles as well. And just one final thought before we turn it over for questions with this is that one of my favorite quotes, we're going through a huge amount of change. And one of my favorite quotes on change is from Charles Darwin. It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It's the one that's most adaptable to change. So we are all adjusting to a new normal. And as we do this, as we can be flexible and adjust to this, adapt to change, I think that's what the path is with that. And with that, we'll open it up for questions.